Episode 2, Friendship is Magic, Part 2. The episode starts immediately after the last ended. The mayor of Ponyville, which I think is a very funny pun, orders Nightmare Moon to be seized, but she quickly overpowers them and makes her escape. Twilight returns to the library, and after putting a worn-out Spike to bed, she continues to research the elements of harmony before being confronted by the other main characters about what she knows. Twilight confesses that she was aware of Nightmare Moon's return, and that in order to defeat her, she's going to need to find the elements of harmony. Pinkie immediately finds the book she needs. Twilight asks how Pinkie knew where to look, to which Pinkie hilariously states that it was filed under E. Twilight learns that there are 6 elements of harmony, but only 5 are known. These include kindness, laughter, generosity, honesty, and loyalty, which we learn over the course of the episode are represented by the other 5 main characters. They also learn that the last known location of the 5 known elements are in the ancient castle of the Royal Pony Sisters. This castle is located in what is known as the Everfree Forest, a haunted forest on the outskirts of Ponyville. Twilight wants to take on this mission alone, but the other 5 refuse to let a friend of theirs take on a dangerous mission alone, and they all head in together. While in the forest, they each undertake a test that can be resolved through the use of one of the elements of harmony. The first test involves Nightmare Moon using her magic to make a cliff collapse. Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy are able to quickly get Rarity and Pinkie to safety, and Applejack manages to grab onto a branch. Twilight, on the other hand, is left dangling over a cliff. Applejack rushes to help, at which point she tells Twilight she needs to let go. Twilight is hesitant at first, but Applejack advises Twilight to trust her. Twilight lets go, and it's shown Applejack was being honest, as Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy catch her before she hits the ground. The next test comes in the form of an angry Manicore. Initially, 5 of the 6 main characters make an attempt to fight the beast before they are stopped by Fluttershy. Fluttershy approaches the beast and discovers that the reason they're angry is because it has a thorn in its paw. Fluttershy removes the thorn, and her kindness is greatly appreciated by the Manicore, which includes an interesting new hairdo. The next test is a test of fear, as they enter a dark part of the forest. At first it appears that the group is surrounded by monsters, but Pinkie is merely amused and breaks out into the first musical number of the series, something that would occur in many episodes. The ponies act like breaking out into song is a little odd, which feels weird to me as each of them had multiple musical numbers throughout the series. Then again, I've learnt that a show and its characters aren't always fully established in the first season, so maybe this was their personalities here, and they changed a little over the course of the show. Pinkie sings about how laughter is the best way to overcome your fears. The others take this lesson to heart and are able to get out of their predicament, which ends with them all laughing hysterically. They come across a raging river that leads them to their next test. The raging river is being caused by a creature distraught by the fact that a cloud of purple smoke cut their mustache in half. Most of the ponies cringe at this, but Rarity, who you'll remember is obsessed with fashion, understands the loss of something you feel makes you look beautiful. So to cheer him up, Rarity generously gives up her tail hair, allowing him to return to his former glory. Grateful for their help, the creature helps them across the river. They come across a broken bridge that provides the second last test of their journey. Rainbow Dash flies across to fix the bridge, but becomes distracted by someone calling her name. Nightmare Moon uses her magic to create the illusion of a group of flies called the Shadow Bolts. They claim to be the best flies in the Everfree Forest and will soon become the best flies in Equestria. All they need is a leader, and they want that leader to be Rainbow Dash. They say she must make a decision now, them or her friends. Loyal to a fault, Rainbow Dash chooses friends over her dreams. This won't be the last time she does this, but we'll talk about that later. They come across a castle and find 5 of the elements. Twilight reveals that when all 5 elements are brought together, a spark will cause the 6th to appear. Twilight has an idea on how to achieve this, and the rest of the ponies leave so she can concentrate. Before Twilight can follow through with her plan, Nightmare Moon appears and steals the elements. Nightmare Moon tries to flee with them, but Twilight refuses to let her escape. Twilight prepares to fight Nightmare Moon, and the two charge at each other. This was all just a ruse, however, and Twilight uses her magic to teleport past Nightmare Moon and get to the elements. Twilight attempts to spark the elements, and she initially appears successful even after Nightmare Moon interferes. Victory seems to be Twilight's, but then the elements power down after the 6th fails to appear and are destroyed by Nightmare Moon. Thinking victory is hers, Nightmare Moon declares the night will last forever. Thankfully, the rest of the main characters appear, and Twilight sees the spark she was missing. Now knowing the true meaning of the elements, Twilight declares that her friends are the true spirits of the elements. The elements begin to glow and start surrounding the main characters. Twilight declares Applejack the element of honesty, Fluttershy the element of kindness, Pinkie the element of laughter, Rarity the element of generosity, and Rainbow Dash the element of loyalty. Twilight also clarifies that the spark that would bring the 6th element was the spark she felt when her friends returned to help her. This allows the 6th element to appear, which Twilight reveals is the element of magic. The elements then give 5 of the 6 main ponies necklaces that consist of gems resembling their cutie marks. For those who don't know what that is, it's the mark the ponies have on their flanks. They delve into these more in later episodes. Twilight, on the other hand, gets a crown with her cutie mark, and the 6 friends use the elements to create a magical rainbow that defeats Nightmare Moon. Saying this out loud, I feel it's something you have to see to believe. With Nightmare Moon defeated, the sun rises and Princess Celestia returns. Rarity also gets her tail hair back, but that's not too important. Celestia reveals she was aware of Nightmare Moon's return, and that the reason she sent Twilight to make friends was because she knew Twilight would be able to defeat Nightmare Moon after Twilight let true friendship into her heart. Celestia then approaches the defeated Nightmare Moon, whose real name is revealed to be Princess Luna, and is also revealed to be Celestia's younger sister. If it wasn't obvious already, they were the sisters Twilight was reading about at the start of the first episode. For two ponies over 1,000 years old, they look pretty young. I guess being a princess in this world grants you eternal youth. Celestia requests that they put their differences aside and offers Luna her friendship. Luna tearfully apologizes and confesses to having missed her older sister. With everything back to normal, the ponies celebrate the only way they know how, with a party! Luna is welcomed and accepted by the other ponies. Despite all seeming well, Twilight is looking sad because she fears she'll have to leave Ponyville right after making a group of wonderful friends. Hearing this, Celestia gives Twilight a new mission: to stay in Ponyville and continue studying the magic of friendship while reporting her findings to Celestia. The friends embrace and Twilight promises to study harder than ever. The episode ends on a humorous note with Pinkie using her Deadpool powers to talk to the audience. If the first episode introduced us to the characters, this one helped to establish and distinguish them. It helps us better see what made each of the main characters unique and what they contribute to the show. I also appreciate that this one had a darker tone than the first one, as it helped show that not every episode of this show is cheerful. You might think it odd for a show like this to have any dark episodes, but believe me, there are episodes out there much darker than this one, and I look forward to discussing them. Until next time, thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next review.